Imagine the roar of 80,000 fans echoing through Accor Stadium, the confetti still swirling like a golden storm as Reece Walsh clutches the Clive Churchill medal, his face etched with the raw triumph of a warrior who just dragged his Broncos over the line in a grand final thriller. But then, in a split-second twist that no one saw coming, he turns, scoops up his 2-year-old daughter Layla from the sidelines, and marches her straight onto the sacred stage where legends are crowned. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Wait, is that allowed? A staffer lunges forward, whispering urgently, but Walsh, eyes locked on his little girl's wide-eyed wonder, powers on, hand in tiny hand. The air thickens with unspoken questions. Heroism or heartbreak? This wasn't just a dad's impulse, it was a seismic shift in the NRL's ironclad traditions, shattering the spotlight meant for a wide-eyed junior boy from Kincumber Colts, trembling with nerves as he clutched that premiership ring like his life's greatest treasure. What happens when glory collides with fatherhood in the most unforgiving arena? Hold tight. This story is about to unravel the threads of loyalty, legacy, and the unbreakable bond that might just redefine what it means to win. Stick around, because in the next breath, we'll dive into the firestorm that followed, exposing the raw emotions and rival reactions that turned this tender moment into tomorrow's headline. If you're hooked on the drama behind the glory, smash that like button now and subscribe for more unfiltered insider takes on the games that grip us all. The grand final clock had ticked into eternity, Brisbane clinging to a 16-12 lead against the Panthers like a prayer on the edge of despair. Walsh, the electric fullback with lightning in his veins, had already etched his name into folklore, a try-saving tackle that echoed like thunder, a grubber kick that danced on the cusp of magic, propelling his side to their first title since 2006. Teammates hoisted him skyward, the Dally M contender basking in the adulation, his indigenous heritage shining through the tears as he honoured his people with a quiet fist to heart. Yet, as the ceremony unfolded under the floodlights, the script flipped. Players filed up solo, rings exchanged in solemn ritual with those handpicked juniors, symbols of the game's grassroots soul. Walsh, medal gleaming, descends briefly, then reascends, not alone. Layla, all curls and innocence, toddles beside him, her tiny fingers gripping his like a lifeline. The Kincumber boy, maybe 8 or 9, freezes mid-step, his rehearsed smile faltering as the cameras pivot. Walsh accepts the ring, swaps it for a signed footy with a nod and grin, but the exchange blurs in the shadow of this pint-sized intruder. Whispers erupt, protocol breached, or pure poetry. The staffer's frantic wave goes unheeded. Walsh lingers, planting a kiss on Layla's forehead before she's gently ushered away. In that heartbeat, the stadium holds its breath. Had the king of the night just crowned his princess at the expense of a fan's fairy tale? The tension coils like a spring, every eye dissecting the optics, the boy's fleeting glory eclipsed by a father's fierce devotion. This wasn't mere mischief, it was a manifesto, Walsh declaring family as the true trophy in a sport that devours the vulnerable. Deep in the Broncos' locker room, where sweat-soaked jerseys hang like battle flags and champagne sprays arc like victory fireworks, the afterglow twisted into introspection. Ben Hunt, the grizzled hooker who'd bled for this ring, pulls Walsh aside later, clapping his shoulder with a mix of awe and admonishment. You're a freak on the field, mate, but that stage? Next time, let the kid have his shine. Walsh nods, unrepentant yet reflective, his post-match interview a masterclass in vulnerability. I just wanted her to feel this magic, he says, voice cracking over the din, because tomorrow it's back to training, back to the grind that chews up dreams. Across the divide, Melbourne's Harry Grant, skipper of the fallen Panthers, fires a cheeky jab on the MIC. Oh, hang on, Reece got the family pass while we got the boot? Laughter ripples, but beneath it simmers the rugby code's unspoken code. Hierarchy, humility, the juniors as untouchable icons. Michael Maguire, the coach who'd woven Walsh's redemption arc from state of origin snubs to premiership saviour, had laid the groundwork months earlier with his own act of grace, inviting Layla to training sessions, letting her toddle through drills, forging a family-first ethos that fueled the fire. Now, as social media ignites, hashtags like #WalshWonder and #Ringgate trending into the dawn, fans fracture. Some hail it as heart-melting heroism, a reminder that beneath the tattoos and tries beats a dad's unyielding pulse. Others decry the distraction, the boys wide-eyed or diluted in the viral frenzy. Yet, in the quiet hours, as Walsh cradles Layla under the hotel sheets, the real narrative emerges. Victory isn't hoarded, it's shared, even if it ruffles the feathers of tradition. This eyebrow-raising escapade? It's the spark that humanizes the heroes, turning Walsh from superstar to symbol of the messy, magnificent pull between pitch and parenthood. Welcome to Tennis Insider, where we unpack the unscripted drama that fuels the fire, from rugby's raw edges to the court's calculated chaos, because every game hides a story worth chasing. As the sun crests over Brisbane skyline, casting long shadows on the Broncos' badge of honour, the ripples from Walsh's stage-stride refusal to fade. Pundits pore over replays, dissecting the milliseconds, the staffer's outstretched arm, Layla's gleeful skip, the junior's polite pivot masking quiet disappointment. In a league where optics are oxygen, this blip balloons, NRL brass huddles and hushed calls, pondering if rules need ring fencing or if Walsh's whimsy warrants a wink. Teammate Payne Haas, the gentle giant, posts a cryptic Insta tribute. Family first, always, echoing the creed that Maguire instilled, crediting Layla's clubhouse cameos as the secret sauce in their surge. Walsh, ever the showman, fields the flak with flair in a dawn debrief. "I'd do it again," he quips, "because that boy's got his whole career ahead. Layla's got me, right now." The Kincumber lad, unnamed but unforgettable, surfaces in a club statement, thrilled to meet his idol, ring in hand, no grudges in his grin. Rivals chime in. Penrith's Nathan Cleary, gracious in defeat, texts a private nod. "Love seeing the next gen lit up, Reece, even if it's your mini-me stealing the scene." Yet the undercurrent thrums with deeper truths. In a sport scarred by absent fathers and fleeting fame, Walsh's act is rebellion wrapped in tenderness, a stake in the ground for work-life warrior ethos. Fans flood forums, polls splitting 60-40 in his favour, memes morphing the moment into myth, Layla as the tiniest try-scorer. As the premiership parade snakes through the city, Walsh hoists her high again, this time to cheers unbroken. Eyebrows may arch, but hearts? They've cracked wide open. In the end, this wasn't eyebrow-raising folly. It was a father's fierce rewrite of Glory's rulebook, proving that the greatest plays happen off-script, in the arms of those who make the fight worthwhile. That's the pulse of the game, straight from Tennis Insider. Hit subscribe, drop your take in the comments, and let's keep the conversation roaring. Until next time, play fierce.